Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to the game of StarCraft II Heart of the Swarm. Today we're gonna take a look at a game that this player recently posted in his replay pack. It is going to be none other than spawning in the top left corner of Habitation Station Ladder Edition. It's going to be Evil Genius's Stephano. And his opponent for this game is going to be also a very well-known European Zerg player, none other than Nerchio. Now this is one of these games that I just simply loaded up from the Stephano replay pack. I haven't quite seen the game myself, but considering it's two of the biggest Zerg player names in Europe, this should make up for a really exciting Zerg versus Zerg. Now, it's always quite interesting to see how this is going to change up, because usually in the early part of the game when you take a look at the production tab, it is most of the time going to be pretty similar, but the real question is, will we see an Overlord kiss? Will we see these two overlords kiss? Oh, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be so close. Oh, it looks like, close enough, but that was not really a proper kiss. That was pretty much Stephano's overlord denying Nerchio's. Anyway, let's see what both players are going to open up with. We don't really see any kind of early pool shenanigans. You do oftentimes see this on a two-player map like this, but Ace and Nerchio are not really known for his cheesing, and neither is Stephano. Both players are really players that prefer to really, you know, just play very standard, and the LHF product is called by Nerchio because this is actually obviously Stephano playing under his barcode account, so, you know, it might as well be a product. Nerchio not being aware that this is Stephano, so he might a little bit underestimate his opponent. Now, Nerchio, meanwhile, is going for a spawning pool in the main base. These are usually the two openers you really see in Zerg vs. Zerg. Most of the time, for whatever reason, Zerg players either prefer to go for a hatchery first or a spawning pool first. The difference is pretty much nothing, and as you can see on the production tab, like, the hatchery for Nerchio is going to be slightly later, whereas the spawning pool is going to be slightly later for Stephano. And the real benefit of going hatchery first is just about a larva or two, as well as the queen and jacks lining up a little bit nicer, because obviously Stephano can start both of his queens around the same time, whereas Nerchio needs to start two after each other, which is a little bit more complicated, but in general, it really won't change much of a difference. Now, this is where we first see the first difference in the game, because Nerchio has gone for an extractor in the main base, and Stephano is completely aware of this. He knows exactly what is happening right here, and we also know that at this point there is absolutely no gas geyser being taken right now by Stephano, and I think Nerchio only just now retreated his overlord after scouting that this was happening, so we know exactly what is going on. He's even gonna send a couple of Zerglings. You could already see him right clicking in the main base. That is the location that the Zerglings want to check, just because of the fact he needs to know whether or not there's gonna be a gas geyser from Stephano up, because if there's not a gas geyser up, Nerchio will pretty much be able to drone as hard as he possibly wants to, because it's nearly impossible to be aggressive off of two bases as a Zerg player without any gas geysers. So it looks like Stephano is just going to play a completely standard but gasless opener. This is one of these openers that I've been favoring quite a little bit lately as well, and it's just one of these things that is just incredibly strong. Yeah, actually making a little bit of a loop around right there with the Zerglings. Just manages to barely sneak in here right now, and Nerchio must be happy to know that his opponent is completely gasless, because that means that Nerchio doesn't need any more than these 4 Zerglings that he's creating right now. Now, he does have his Zergling speed going already, which is the metabolic boost upgrade, and he's just happily injecting with his queen, just going to start straight back into droning. Now, surprisingly enough, however, Stephano is making a lot of Zerglings right now. This is actually quite a nice little meta game, because normally whenever this happens, he might even get his kill on the queen right now. A kill on the queen at this point in the game would be huge. He's gonna get really low HP. We'll be able to kill it up. Yep. There we go, nice little push right there. Like I was saying, it's very unusual for a gasless player to actually make this many Zerglings, but getting a queen at this point in the game is actually huge, because it just straight up means that Nerchio won't be able to spend all of this gas and all of these minerals, because he will not have the larva to support it. So nice little win right there by Stephano. Basically just metagaming his opponent after noticing that there was a Zergling sneaking by in the main base, and that was just really cute. Now, I like how he's following it up. He's going to follow it up. He already has 4 queens, but he's getting 6 out in total right now. Getting a little bit of a wall going at the natural as well, to make sure that any kind of big Zergling run-bys won't happen, since he was aware, okay, my opponent did take an early gas geyser, and, you know, I need to be a little bit worried. Now, nice little response as well by Nerchio, making sure he has the 3rd base going, because he's like, okay, if you manage to kill a queen right there, that's fine by me. I would just get a bigger economy up than you, because you need to over prepare for any kind of potential counterattacks, and that is really what we see in the production tab and the income tab right now as well. Nerchio is going to pull ahead in this very shortly. Now, I wonder what we're gonna see out of Stephano. We don't quite see a lair being taken, we don't quite see Zerging speed being taken. He's actually gone for the upgrades first. So I wonder if he's gonna get the armor upgrade for his roaches as well, which would allow him to go for a timing push relatively soon. Now, meanwhile, on Nerchio's side of things, we do actually see the lair going down. And like I mentioned, the third base is about to be finished up as well, so you will have a pretty big income lead very soon. He's still just happily droning up, only just now getting the third gas geyser, so he's playing it quite greedily himself. But yeah, I wonder how this is going to turn out. Stephano still not having the biggest saturation, no third base quite yet, and I wonder how he's going to follow this up, because just +1/+1 really won't line up many timings. And actually nice little Zergling run die right there by Nerchio. Manages to basically get a full scout off right there, and most importantly noting that there was no lair done quite yet. Now the 4 queens of Stephano are just going to town right now. The reason, by the way, Nerchio think that it's Snoot apparently, but no, it's Stephano. This game was actually streamed apparently while he was playing as well, so it's definitely Stephano. But the reason why Stephano went for this many queens, by the way, is just to make sure that any kind of potential Mutalisk switches are going to be quite easily dealt with. Now, interesting move right there. We actually see the Tunneling Claws upgrade being researched first right now by Nerchio, opposed to the Roach Speed upgrade. He's getting Burrow as well, and 11 drones. So he is going to go a little bit aggressive with this, but knowing that his opponent didn't have a lair out, he knows for a fact there won't be any detection out. This is actually quite interesting, because Nerchio should be able to just basically do a ton of damage right now. What do we see at the front? Spine Crawlers going down, but no detection right now. It is very uncommon for Zerg players to actually go for the Roach Burrow upgrade first, but here we go. There will definitely be a cancel on the third base of Stephano, where at the same time there's going to be a huge flood of drones at the third base of Nerchio, and that's exactly like we're seeing right now. Nerchio not even going to show his trick card rather quite yet. It is not done yet. This is actually an upgrade that takes pretty damn long, so he needs to make sure that he gets it out in time if he really wants to get a use of it. But now we finally see the third base being retaken for Stephano, and that is actually really late. Now, what do we also see from Stephano? Stephano switching into an infestation pit, and for anyone who's been watching his stream, you know Stephano has been favoring a ton of Swarmhouse lately in his games, in every single matchup, even versus Marine, Marauder, Medevac, Intern versus Terran. So I wonder if we will see that out of him in this specific game as well, but he is actually getting all these upgrades going as well, and that is the one thing that Stephano has. Stephano is behind the supply, he's behind an economy, but his upgrades are looking superb. These roaches, however, are trying to sneak by right now. I wonder if they will get spotted. He might actually split up a couple. Yeah, there we go. He's actually going to make sure that a couple are going in the main base, a couple are going into the natural. Meanwhile, we see an engagement going on over here as well. Burrow is being spotted, but this should do quite a bit of damage. These roaches running by into the main base should allow Nerchio to get a nice little advantage, but I wonder what we will see right now. It looks like the reinforcing units from Stephano will allow him to pick back, but these queens are helping out a ton right now. Nice transfuses going down as well. Spinecrawl is helping out a little bit, and Stephano should be able to hold here actually quite easily. That is actually well done right there by Stephano, not getting any too, yeah, not really losing too much right there. If you take a look at income though, there's still a solid advantage for Nerchio, and that will be reflected in the supply count right now. It is 135 supply for Nerchio versus 123 right now actually for Stephano, and it looks like Stephano managed to hold on. Now keep in mind guys, these upgrades right now, what is engagement is going on, these upgrades from Stephano are going to be severely better than Nerchio's. Nerchio's roaches are at 0-0, whereas Stephano's roaches are about to finish up ++2. He's also starting his Swarmhouse right now, and Swarmhouse are incredibly cost efficient, so don't let this supply count just deceive you right now, because there's a pretty big chance Stephano will be able to get back into this game. Nice little forced into the wall right now. This Spinecrawler is helping out a ton as well. So are the queens. Once again, the second engagement is being dealt with as well. These roaches are target firing on the hatchery, but that won't go down. And once more, Stephano manages to push back his opponent right now, and for the time being, Stephano will be allowed to stabilize. Now still, at this point, there's an economy advantage right now from Nerchio, but this gap is closing right now. He is actually evening up his supply right now. A couple of roaches getting picked off for free, which means that Stephano has a severe advantage right now in this game. Chow is cold right now. Ooh. And Nerchio apparently is still thinking this is indeed Snoot, but it's not. I wonder what we will see out of this after Nerchio realized that it's actually Stephano. But Stephano needs to worry about this hatchery though. This hatchery only at 325 hit points right now, which really isn't that much. But meanwhile, we see another choice right here by Nerchio, gone for the Hydralisk then. Now Hydralisk are pretty damn good, but I wonder how well they will fare against Roach, Swarmhost, Spinecrawler. Because honestly, that is a really hard composition to deal with if you don't have something that do splash damage. And for anyone wondering, Zerglings don't do splash damage, Roaches don't do splash damage, and Hydras don't do either. So there needs to be some sort of response right now from Ace and Nerchio in order to deal with these swarm hosts properly. Now, nice little trick right there that Stephano used as well. You can see he's actually not rallying it all the way. They could actually move a lot further, but he's just gonna make sure that these swarm hosts are rallied into defensive positions, not making any chances right now. Now we do see the fort base going down for Aether Nerchio. He is still moving across the map, but it looks like he's being a little bit indecisive right now because he really doesn't know what to do with all of these roaches. The bigger the swarm house count gets right now, the harder it's going to be for him to really do much of anything. Now there's 7 out right now, there's a couple more in production, and during Locust is about to finish up too. And keep in mind, these units from Nerchio are still at 0-0, whereas Stephano's roaches are at +2/+2, so there's a significant upgrade advantage for Stephano, and that will come into play very shortly. The roaches are going to town a little bit, trying to pick up whatever creep tumor they can find, but obviously considering it's ZVZ, picking up creep tumors is not the biggest of deals, and it looks like Stephano's roaches are on the move right now as well. Will he be able to get a nice little surround right now? Ooh, he could, if he decides to move in the back right now. He needs to make a decision though. He does want to engage because Nerchio is maxed out right now, but Stephano getting a little bit of a superior concave right there, being on the chase right now. The roaches of Nerchio leaving the creep, but concave being set up right there at the watchtower, making sure that Stephano gets the inferior supply count. But once more, these upgrades are going to be huge. +1/+1 just now finished up for Nerchio, but as you can see, the upgrades finishing up is a big situation right now. Now there's Hydralisk joining the fight as well, so that will force Stephano back for the time being, but that was definitely a push that probably went in Stephano's favor. However, these upgrades did finish up right now. +2 is in production for Nerchio, and he is going to push through, it looks like. But all of these Locusts are dealing a ton of damage. Locusts do incredible DPS against all of these units that Nerchio has right now. So I wonder how this is really going to turn out. Now keep in mind, there's a couple of spines here as well. More and more swarm house being added on too, and this is going to be quite tricky for Nerchio to hold on right now. I wonder what we will see though. This looks like the roaches of Stephano are actually going for a little bit of a counter attack right now. He's running those past the top side of the map, knowing there's really not that much scouting going on, except for a couple of changelings. But I wonder if these swarm house at home will be enough to deal with this right now. There's spinecrawlers as well. Swarm house do a lot of damage, and they're good at holding off pushes. But meanwhile, roaches are running into the natural of Nerchio. Stephano is going to split up a couple and go for the main base as well. And it looks like he will be able to hold on at the same time as well at the natural. But here we go. He's going to try and move in right now. There's a lot of swarm house burrowed right now, but there's also detection out with this one overseer in the main base. And GG is called because Stephano has roaches in the main and in the natural. That was an exciting game. I want to thank you guys all for watching. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I want to see you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile. And I will see you in the next video. Bye! My name is Lowko and welcome to a new game of StarCraft II Heart of the Swarm. Now today I felt like doing a little bit of a different something, because I'm actually going to be recording my own hand while playing this live game of StarCraft II. I had a couple of people